peanut butter, nuclear codes, umbrella, field arm.
Episode 39 of Can You Don't Fry Guy.
That's how old I am.
39? Oh, yeah, but you're going to be 40.
Yeah, I'll be next week's episode age.
But
in April.
We tried to, I remember guessing that months ago. We're like, will 40 be on my birthday? And because both of us are dipshits.
It's not even close.
We're not even close. Missed it by a long shot.
Well, we're not good at math.
No. You have a mask on?
I do have a mask on.
So not
like a scary mask.
No. He's not wearing like a screen mask.
Old school COVID mask.
It's like a generic Bane.
Yeah. And it kind of like, I wish it had a point to it. It looked like a beak, but it's like someone snipped the end of a beak off and it kind of
just rubber banded to your face.
Yeah. Try not to get you sick.
You're a sick guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better.
I spent the whole night shitting and puking, which to the delight of the listener. I didn't shit my pants though.
Right. And that's a difference, but you could today.
I might.
There might be a moment where Brian has to run the fuck out of here, and we'll just deal with that when we get there.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
But I appreciate you making it over to the studio, wearing the mask, but if Brian sounds muffled, it's not because he's getting choked, it's because he has a mask on.
I stopped at the store on the way here, and I was like, where can you get your mask? And the girl was like, she's like, I think above that thing. I walk over there, was like a whole thing of masks. We're in Idaho.
Right.
No one ever bought it. Not a single mask was purchased in
Haven't
Idaho.
seen those. Bonus content in the Patreon section of the show, which is at the end, which you can hear if you sign up. Head over to patreon.com/canyoudon'tpodcast. Something you want to hear on the show, you can send that into heyguys@canyoudon'tpodcast.com. And we had an email come in. I mean, plenty of emails, but this one following up on the she's a 10 or he's a 10 or they're a 10.
Yep.
From our son Liam, and here are some of the examples that were sent in. She's a 10, but whenever you have a conversation, she always keeps uncomfortable, unblinking eye contact.
Oh,
that's a lot. She only speaks in movie quotes.
Kind of dig that.
You dig it?
Yeah.
She recites Shakespeare to prove her points.
Nope, don't dig that.
And that's out. She pours the milk in first when she's making cereal.
Oh, what?
She talks in that 1920s Wall Street executive voice.
Sell.
Sell, extra.
Read all about it.
Showbiz. But just weird, going to the movies.
Yep.
Motion picture.
What would you like for dinner?
I'm about to come.
See,
son.
Look at that. Oh, well done. See. Sounds just like it.
She can't read. I think that's a stab at you.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Of course it is.
She applies makeup like a 4-year-old. Well, there's no way she's a 10 then.
Right.
So that one's tough unless you're attracted to just
maybe she's a 10 without makeup.
And then when she puts it on, that's the problem?
Yep.
And then she cuts your hair once a month while you're sleeping, and you never have any say about how short she's cutting it.
That's very specific. Like maybe that happened.
You pass out and just buzzes your hair. But I just thought that was...
And then doesn't fix it?
No. She can't glue it back on. But I just thought those are pretty funny to send in. Do you want to get off to these, get the show going? Are you ready to do that?
Yeah, let's do it,
All right,
man.
let's fucking do it.
Hey, shut up. Start the show already.
Have you found it comically fascinating, like I have, of just how much we talk about silverback gorillas?
Yeah, it is pretty...
It could be the mascot of Can You Don't at this point. I totally forgot.
A silverback gorilla just maiming people to this song.
Or just working out to this song?
Yeah. Imagine a silverback gorilla tearing into 15 wolves with this.
Breaking all the gym equipment with this in the background. Okay.
Dropping. Anyway. Would a gorilla drop dumbbells?
Yes.
And then make a sound when they did it?
Yeah, because what are you going to do about it?
He'd be that guy at the gym.
Yeah, absolutely. Just bang, just throw all the shit. But it could be the mascot. We should think about that. But this question is a combo between Shrey and then Brian and I here at Can You Don't. It says, would you rather be trapped in a mall for 24 hours with one angry silverback gorilla? Okay.
Looking for you?
Yes. Or every time you go to take your phone out of your pocket, the first time it's always a sex toy. But then the next time you take it out of your pocket, then it's a phone.
So you pull it out and you see it's like a dildo and you have to put it back in and then it's a phone.
Yeah.
That's unbelievably wild on the end of the spectrum, but
dude, so funny.
Tough.
I know. Think about it.
This is like the perfect one.
And you're in a situation like I don't know, if you have kids, there's always these like pressure situations. It's like, Daddy, just look it up. And the first thing you pull out is a huge dildo
that's on,
And
vibrating.
you just hit him in the face. Well, fuck, God damn it. You have to shove this giant dildo back in your pocket and then it turns into a telephone.
My thought goes right to like being at one of our kids, he's like in preschool or kindergarten. They're doing their first recital thing, and so my wife and I, we go up to the thing, and they walk around in their costumes, and then they sing a little song, and all the parents pull out their phones and they're recording it. So imagine like you're standing with all the other parents, and they start singing. You pull out your phone to record this thing, and it's this giant black veiny dildo that's vibrating,
and it just says sex toys. It could be a fucking pocket pussy.
Yeah, it could be anything.
It's a magic pocket.
Yeah,
it's a magic.
The
pocket.
size doesn't matter. It's one of those ass pounder 10,000s.
Oh yeah, whatever, the fucking piece of ass.
Yeah,
60-pound silicone.
How'd that get there?
Oh my god, just breaks your arm. You're not ready for it. Or like you're at the bar. Like I get your number. She goes, yeah. The first thing and out of your pocket, you just pull a fucking fleshlight, and you're like, sorry, 1 second. Shove that back in. Here is my iPhone.
Like, what would you say? Like, how do you get out of that moment?
Sorry, I have a magic pocket. What's your number? She goes, what the fuck was that? I don't know, I have a magic pocket. And then
she's like, well, I do too, but you'll never see it.
Bingo. Is that what you call it? Like, do you want
the number or not?
Do you want the number or not? Do you want this pocket pussy or not? God damn it. It's even funnier if you throw it.
Yeah.
Like if just the second time you reached in your pocket, you didn't have to put it back. You're like, and he's like, God damn it, and throw a dildo, and then the next thing is a telephone.
It's just flopping over on the thing, and then you grab it. So yeah, you're in a hurry because let's go back to that recital going on. So parents around, all the kids around, you flip it, you forget, you pull out, and you're like, oh fuck, that's right, a dildo. Right. You toss it, so it's just flopping on the ground, and you pull your phone out, you're recording. The kids are like, and there's this Feliz Navidad, like on the basketball court. Yeah. You're like, at least it's kind of on tempo. I guess don't mind that. But I mean, obviously, you have this magic pocket. So I want to always just put it in a situation where you forget that you have a magic pocket. You forget all the time.
You got in a car accident. Okay, you bumped your head. And so you get out and you're looking around and people are crying and a fucking car's on fire.
Somebody call 911.
A crowd gathers, your head's bleeding. You're like, oh my God. And like, I think he's not breathing. He's not breathing. And you're like, fuck. And you reach in your pocket. And you're like, oh, fucking call. And you just pull out this huge dildo and put it to your face.
Hello.
And hold it up like a phone. You're like, I don't look giant.
You're putting it in the air like you're not getting a reception.
Reception, but you're just like
showing everybody this giant dildo.
And you're just so out of it, you don't notice. Like, I'm calling him right now. Like, what the fuck? You're showing it to the crowd. You're like, oh God. Who invited this guy?
We see your veiny dick. Put it away and call the police.
Put it away and call the goddamn police.
Would though, like as much as like let's say you like ding your finger or something.
Yeah.
And you did it, but you forget, and you go to do something. Ah, shit! Like you would do that with your phone. You would forget probably every time. Like the first week, maybe not.
Yeah.
But after that, you would forget every time you went to grab your phone that there was going to be a sex toy in there.
We're just used to it.
Every single time.
Yeah, it's just like, that's just the thing that happens.
Yeah, or you're like,
even if you know, it doesn't
get
matter.
Out of the way.
Yeah, exactly. Just a routine.
What would be the most ridiculous thing that you could pull out of there?
I mean, blow up doll's pretty funny.
It's just
this huge,
and the arms out like this with the open mouth.
For some reason, it's full of helium, so it just like floats away.
Floats up in the air.
It's like 1 second. No, have you seen this? Like, have you seen this video? You're like, what are you talking about? 1 second. You just float. The first thing you float out of your pocket is this terribly made like O-face sex doll, and you're like, sorry, and then the next one's your phone.
I just keep going back. I always keep going back to the kids. Like you're at a birthday party,
yeah,
and there's a clown over there, like like making clown things or like balloon things, and you're like, oh, that's cute, and you pull out a big sex toy.
You're like, tie it up.
Yeah.
Like, it's easy to twist. It's so slippery.
She likes that.
She likes that. Going to the airport security when you got to take your stuff out of your pockets.
Oh, yeah.
Empty your pockets, very first thing. Fucking big old dick.
It's always on.
Or anything else.
I just visualize it always being on, too.
Or it could be a butt plug, too.
Yeah, it could.
And like a giant one. Like things that are gag gifts. I mean, these are all sex toys.
Yeah. I just visualize it always being on, though. Whether it's a suck or it's like a poke or a suck or a fuck, whatever it is. So if it's a sucker thing, you take it out and you sit on there, it's just going but loud.
I know. And sex toys are getting so intricate. Have you looked them up lately?
Yeah.
Oh, you have? So like the ones that like they always this suck your dick. Fuck, I don't have one. Tempted, don't have it. Well, you stick it to the wall and put your dick in it. And this robot thing sucks your dick. And it's like, where was this when I was 16?
Yeah.
Like, I was just a magazine and good old Pamela Anderson.
Sometimes there's nothing better than that, though.
It prepares you for the worst.
I love that Pamela Anderson
Has made it this far?
No, I've never heard
You ever
that.
heard Pamela Anderson?
No.
I mean,
That's the first time I've
that's the
heard
only
it.
one? Rosie Palms?
I've heard of that.
Okay, but Pamela Anderson
I've never
didn't-
heard Pamela Anderson.
Well, fuck. Just one of those things
Damn.
that escaped.
Wish I would have known that in junior high.
You don't just throw that around.
No, you
It's
don't.
Especially as you get older.
You don't just throw like a dildo out of your pocket. You don't just throw that around.
Right.
What was the other one? The silverback.
Yeah, silverback girl in the mall. I mean, obviously, that's terrifying.
It's a big mole.
But we've covered this. He can get wherever you are. How are you hiding from this thing? How good is a gorilla's scent? Do they have shitty smells?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Shitty sniffers like we do?
A lot of times with animals, I'm just making this up. Say it like I know what I'm talking about. It seems
The funny
like
thing about silverback gorillas.
here's a fun fact about silverback gorillas. It seems like, if an animal's like very strong and powerful, it lacks a sense in something else. Maybe so. Maybe it's hearing, and maybe its other senses suck. But if it gets a hold of you, it's ripping you to shreds.
Oh, you're fucked.
But let's just say, for argument's sake here, like it's gonna have a tough time finding you. But if it does, you're done.
Like you're hiding in the air duct, just laying down in an AC vent.
Assuming you can get up there.
Yeah, right.
Like you don't have any
know for
special-
sure as shit he can. So you better.
Well, you got to think about it this way. I'm visualizing it like the mall, like maybe you fell asleep in a tent, like they did in Saved by the Bell, and they woke up and all the stores are closed, and then it's like shh, and you just hear this. You hear this pounding of the chest, and you're like, "Oh fuck!"
Like, is it a setup run for your life?
Yeah.
Oh, then no way. I'm doing the phone thing.
Well,
Like if I get to get a little heads up.
I think you get a
Like,
heads
okay,
up.
go
and it's like,
hide.
maybe over the pager, it's like announcement. It's like there's a silverback gorilla has been released into the mall.
Right.
Shop at your own.
Or it's about to be, and you have 15 Mississippis.
Right.
To figure out where you're going to hide. You're like, fuck, it's not
Mississippis.
one Mississippi, two Mississippi. You're
Yeah.
running through a Spencer's Gift. Like, you're just like, fuck, these things are still here? Like, God damn.
Like, do you think? God, I hope Spencer still exists.
Grab a Cinnabon. That's where you spend all your time. You're like, oh, well, at least I'm going to get a fucking Orange Julius.
Or maybe gorillas love Cinnabons.
You just make a new friend.
Yeah.
They love Orange Julius.
No,
You're like,
I
"Oh,
was
this
thinking
is
of
awesome."
the distraction
Oh.
more. You're like, it's like, you don't want me. You want this.
You want
The
T-Rex,
Julius. And, yeah.
Jurassic Park with the flare.
it, yep.
And makes him run.
Yeah. And then he just stands still like a weirdo.
For my fun, and it doesn't risk my life. It just makes me. It's funny to me. I'll do the sex thing in the pocket. It's just good.
Just like pure, like, what would I rather have? I think I might take my chance with the silverback just because a mall is a big place. And what did it say? One night? Or
24 hours.
Yeah, so 24 hours. Like, if you could just avoid that fucking thing for 24 hours, there would be some awkward situations with your phone.
Absolutely.
Like, do you want to live that every single day?
Or possibly die at the hands of a silverback gorilla.
What a way to go, though.
I know. Wish the location was different.
They would just grab. I mean, he would just ragdoll you. You'd be done.
He'd just mush your body into like a basketball.
Have you seen how they just drag things?
Yes.
They're so strong.
I know, it's really scary. And that's your choice. So I'm doing the pocket dicks and you're doing silverback gorilla.
Yeah.
Anyway, just love that gorilla snuck back in. I don't even like gorillas that much.
I do. There's something about a gorilla. We went down, we were in San Diego, went to the San Diego Zoo.
I'm not wearing my gloves. Oh, you're not wearing your gloves
I
either?
got one.
I got one on? Okay. I'll put one on.
We were at San Diego Zoo, and the first place I wanted to go see was the silverbacks. There's just something about them.
And it's all the way on the other side of the park.
Yeah.
Like, keep up, kids.
We went in reverse.
Oh, yep.
So everyone was going this way. We were going the other way.
Mm-hmm. We saw the penguins first instead of the giraffes.
Yeah.
Or whatever order they
The
had
elephants were last, and I got to do the elephant noise. This was shortly after that episode. So I went down there, I was doing the noise, and people were freaking out.
Remember the lady was like,
what? She's like, oh my God. She's like, I thought that was a real elephant. And I'm like, see, Joe, you son of a bitch. I fooled some lady.
And then after that, you're like,
yeah. Whoa, and there's a storm coming, guys. We better head inside.
There's a fucking stampede.
I'm like Michael Winslow.
It's just
you know
jack
that
of all
is?
trades. Yes, I know Michael Winslow.
Okay.
Okay, next thing. Fine.
Yeah.
Okay,
Move on.
let's move on.
Hey,
Hey, what's up, babe?
what are you thinking about?
Nothing. Actually, you know what? I'm thinking about a lot of shit.
What are you thinking about?
All right, Brian, I know this is from in our world from a couple months ago, but I was out. I was having a good time with my friends.
Couple spritzers.
Couple spritzies, like maybe, I mean, obviously waters. Jaeger bombs.
I haven't had a Jaeger bomb in
Ever.
15 years.
I think maybe I had one. It was on accident. I just grabbed the wrong drink.
If I'm going to do a shot, that's what I'm doing. For some reason. I don't know.
And this popped in my head, and it hasn't escaped. I think about it all the time. But there was a gentleman that came into the bar, the establishment, and he had a bunch of tattoos. Like, it was everywhere, a little bit on the face, but it was just neck. You could tell it was all the way down. It was all the arms.
Was he part of the Yakuza?
I don't know. I don't even know what that is.
It's a Japanese gang.
No, I didn't ask him, but he looked not Japanese. So I'm going to assume no. But he looked heavily, and he had like some like, it looked like some jail tattoos, also some really good professional tattoos, but things that were all like definitely freestyled. Like a friend did it in a kitchen because they found a tattoo gun, and he had some of those
Or
on
like
his
a
arm.
paper clip.
Right. And he had his knuckles done. And for whatever reason, I don't even know where my brain went here. I was like, dude, the font choice for tattoos is really important.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this guy was scary. He was terrifying. However, if he had like fuck cops right across his knuckles and it was in Wingdings, that's not scary at all.
People are like, what does this mean? Oh, it means fuck you in Sweet
Is it Wingdings 1 or Wingdings 2?
Yeah.
It's like 69 upside down triangle. Like, you're like, what the fuck? Gemini syndrome, Lionheart. Like, just like, what the fuck is this? I need a key. I need a key to solve this puzzle. But like on your back,
Yeah.
whatever it is, like whether it's your last name or it just says like respect or in God, whatever Bible verse down your rib cage. I mean, that's a good one. But then it's like in Comic Sans.
Yeah.
Doesn't carry the same weight as like script.
Yeah.
Like,
Or like things that should be like old English that look, but it's Comic Sans. Like on the finger knuckle, it just says fuck. But it's like what's what's the one that people use? They're supposed to look naturey.
Is papyrus?
Papyrus.
Papyrus, that's what it
Yeah,
is.
imagine it's just like fuck cops, but in papyrus.
Papyrus, like a little, it was a design, it was a conscious design choice. Like you're like, I don't even like the scribbly stuff is too hard to read. I want to just have like impact font.
Go into a
but even
shop.
impact font seems able to work
Still
sometimes.
very impactful.
It is.
Like, imagine going into a shop, though, where it's just a bunch of, like, hard dudes. And you walk in there, and you're like, I'm thinking, I want to get fuck cops. They're like, fuck yeah, dude, that's awesome. And he's like, so here's, let me draw it. And he's like, no, actually, what I was thinking was, like, can you use this font? And just the stare that you would get.
I'm going to have to charge you extra. I'm going to have to charge you extra. But like
and then beat your ass.
Yeah, and then we're going to kill you. Like in memory of. And it's just fucking Wingdings. And I don't know. It makes me laugh. It makes me laugh. And I know that, I have no tattoos. You have some tattoos.
I just got a new one on my hand.
What?
Yeah.
How long ago was that? Oh yeah, that was on Thursday.
It's fresh. Yesterday. It's peeling.
Ooh.
It's a robe with Princess Leia.
That's hot.
It's on the hand. That one stung a little bit.
Speaking of Pamela Henderson.
Yeah.
Now you should look at Princess Leia.
Except I'm a righty, so she'll be watching.
Well, now you can just hold it in front of your face.
She'll be watching.
Yeah. You like that? Holding your other hand down there. You like that, princess?
You like that?
Like the way I'm hiding in the bathroom.
Help me, Obi-Wan. You're my only hope.
There's really not much else to say about the tattoo situation.
Well, I did have something, and I forgot what it was.
Man, like a teardrop, even.
Yeah.
Imagine if you couldn't use a teardrop, but it had to be a wingding.
Well. So or like it's an apostrophe.
Apostrophe.
So what I was thinking was like, I had a friend, we went to Hawaii one time and my friend, like he'd never gotten a tattoo and on his leg, he got on his leg and it says like, it's his name in Japanese. What's the Japanese writing?
Nope. Not gonna, can't help you there.
Fuck.
What is it?
Whatever. It's, okay. I know there's a name for it. But you know,
I feel
it's
stupid right now.
I feel really stupid.
Okay. There's 3.
Is it kanji?
Yeah, kanji, hiragana, and katakana.
Okay.
So kanji.
It's usually kanji. Like they're like, I want to get my name or I want to get this meaning in kanji, whatever. And then what's funny is a lot of times, like if you go ask like a Japanese person or whoever, like whatever the native language is to that person, they're like, yeah, that's not what that means.
Yeah, not even close.
My wife's Middle Eastern. She got something on her back. Or up on her neck, and it's supposed to say Arabian princess, and I don't think it does.
It says rabies princess.
Foaming.
A rabies princess. You're like, dude, so close.
So close. She would start foaming at the mouth when I told her that.
It just says fucking Aladdin's dope.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't fuck. I know there's some really funny stories about that not translating over.
Yeah. Just get it in English.
I know. Just give it a ride. But I couldn't let that be. I couldn't let that be.
I love the idea of the contrast of someone just trying to be like so fucking hard, especially in a prison. This dude, let's go back to the fucking Rubik's Cube guy. Let's say like it's that kind of guy. It's the boss where everyone turns to and they walk up there and they sit down and it says like fuck you or fuck cops, but it's in like this calligraphy.
Live
like
hard.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Live
hard time.
Yeah.
Yeah. School of Hard Knocks.
But it's in papyrus or fucking Comic Sans. Just like as a designer, when we're in school, those 2 fonts, like if you use those, they would kick you out of school. like that's how bad.
They shouldn't make those. Just eliminate them from planet Earth. We're all moving on.
And then, I like Wingdings though, even more, because that's what I was going to say. It was like, what does this mean? Oh, it means Angel of the World in Wingdings 3.
In Wingdings, is that 1 or 2? I'm not sure.
Actually 3.
It's actually 3.
Yeah.
No, it hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, it's going to be the next update.
They're winging it.
Oh.
Ooh.
Ding dong.
Man. All right, you ready to look at some dicks?
Ding ding dong. Yep.
Okay, let's do it.
Is it dumb? Is it interesting? Is it cool? Then it's dick big.
All right, Joseph.
Hi.
Time for some net deal.
Put it in it.
Oh, here it comes. So a guy says he had a heart attack and went to hell in 2016.
What?
And here's what he saw.
Oh, no.
He came back to tell us all about it. The details are demonic, but don't discount his near-death experience.
Okay. I'm trying to stay
neutral.
Open-minded. Yeah.
A priest says he briefly went to hell in 2016.
Okay.
He saw men walking like dogs and heard demons singing Rihanna songs.
What?
Rihanna? Cheers to the freaking weekend. I drank to that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Keep going. I'm going to hold this vision that I have at the moment until we get done with this shit. Okay.
While many of the most publicized near-death experiences are more positive than this journey to hell, negative NDEs also occur. Oh, I've never heard of it as an NDE before.
No, that's what they say in the business.
Okay, in the biz.
Yeah, in the biz.
In 2016, a Michigan-based priest named Gerald Johnson suffered a heart attack. He says he'd had a near-death experience that sent him somewhere he never thought he'd visit. Hell. Recently, Johnson took to TikTok to share details of his traumatic NDE, far from the kind of warm, bright light epiphany you might expect to hear from someone who temporarily ventures into the great beyond.
Okay.
I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. Rihanna songs. That's what it is. Johnson recounts to the viral video, I don't care what he did to me. No one deserves that. Johnson says that immediately after his heart attack in February 2016, his spirit left his physical body and went down to hell, entering through the very center of the earth. Though he says, the things I saw are indescribable. He did his best. Johnson claims he saw a man walking on all fours like a dog and getting burned from head to toe. His eyes were bulging, and worse than that, he was wearing chains on his neck. He was like a hellhound. There was a demon holding the chains. Johnson also heard the music in hell, including Rihanna's Umbrella and Bobby McFerrin's Don't Worry, Be Happy. Don't worry, be. Traditionally upbeat tunes, only this time demons were singing the songs like torture to people.
Okay.
To torture people. Johnson says his hellacious NDE made him realize that he needed to forgive people who had wronged him instead of hoping for their punishment. Maybe Johnson's story sounds far-fetched to you, but scientists say that while many of the most publicized NDEs have a positive spin, negative NDEs certainly occur too. The experts just aren't entirely sure how or why.
So many. So, first off, why did Rihanna make it?
Yeah.
Okay. So, in his life, what does he have tied to Rihanna? Right? Because that's the only way that's traveling with you to fucking hell. But just picture like an overall vibe, right? First of all, like Rihanna's not dead. So Devil's like listening to the charts. Like, and he just picked up on this banger from whatever year that was. What, 2008?
Yeah, and she wasn't even relevant in 2016, right?
What? She's still relevant. No, she for sure was. Umbrella was way back.
No, I know, but I mean, like, it wasn't even like people weren't talking about Rihanna at that time.
I have no idea. But I'm just curious about which Mr. What's his a funny
Mr.
name?
Johnson?
Mr. Johnson.
Gerald Johnson.
Gerald Johnson. Like, what was the tie that drug Rihanna with you on your journey to hell? But then picturing if that song was just like the house band of hell, right? And you're like, oh fuck, you died, and you're like, where am I? And you're wandering through this dark cave, and just like super echoey. You're just like, and you're like, no.
Anything but this.
Umbrella, and you like open some fucking curtains, and they're just dog people and fucking Ella, and just fire everywhere, like a sick concert.
Yeah,
you're like, oh shit,
everyone's freaking out.
Hell is lit. Like, why is it?
It's like
Rihanna?
Coachella up in there. Coach Hella.
I
Coach
get it.
Hella.
I get it. But what a funny thing to come back with is that description.
Yeah.
Of all people. She's not even close. You could have said anybody else.
You could have said
Metallica.
Yeah.
Pantera.
Fucking what's his name?
Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, Ozzy, but the fucking
Marilyn Manson.
No, yeah, well, yeah.
Okay. Am I getting closer? Alice Cooper.
Alice Cooper.
Yes.
That's who I was thinking of.
Boom.
Someone that's like they talk about death and hell.
Rob Zombie.
Yes,
right.
exactly. Like, yeah, dig through the ditches. Imagine you go through there, and now that makes sense.
Yeah.
But like Rihanna up there, like
Umbrella. Dude.
Under my umbrella.
Or like Diamond Sky or Diamonds in the Sky or whatever that song is.
She's like a diamond or something.
Yeah. Shining bright like a diamond.
That's what it is.
That's great. Man, I guess, yeah.
She is hot, though.
And she just did the halftime thing. And
but that was 6 years ago.
I know. So it's just like, it's just funny how this is all, whatever hell she's raising, she's doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's raising a lot of hell.
Raising a lot of
in
hell.
this guy's life.
Yeah. And then how did he just continue on? Where is he at now? Has he tried to start a new religion? He's like, I have seen the other side. And I need 12 of you to not listen to Rihanna.
He's starting an anti-Rihanna religion.
Maybe maybe that's his only hope, like some weird spin-off cult.
How do you perceive? Like, is that a nightmare, or is that like if you have a dream about that?
Mm-hmm.
You must, so you hate Rihanna, or do you come back like liking Rihanna?
But he also, it's in hell. So he's, a man, he's a man of the cloth.
A man of the cloth, as they say.
As I've learned
Yeah.
recently, he's a man of the cloth, and he's going to find a way to make that work inside his own beliefs.
He's a marketing genius.
He is.
It is interesting because you have like a different perspective. Someone who's a priest who devotes their whole life to
being good and then ends up in hell.
Yes,
Sorry, go ahead.
But also, like, that's just his subject matter all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for me, I don't believe in any of that stuff. So, like, it's not on my mind at all. And Rihanna is hot, but she's not really. So, like, I'm wondering,
hot
like,
as hell?
What would my version of that be? Like, that's
his version.
Yeah, it's his version. And, like, the worst possible situation for him was be burning in hell, right? Like, that's the worst. But why Rihanna? Like, he must.
I know.
Fucking hate Rihanna.
Something must have happened, and I wish I knew more.
Maybe he thinks that she's the devil. Like, her music is ruining.
Yeah,
ruining
just like,
things.
I guess like MTV.
Yeah,
was ruining everything. Was the devil, but who knows? All right, you want to move on to the next story? I forgot what I was going to say. So,
you seem so excited about it.
I know. I was. It's gone. If I think about it again, I'll bring it back up.
I want to know if you do think about this later on. You tell me who your person would be in the hell that you would have the same reaction for.
I'm trying to think right now, like a song that I just can't stand. I don't know. I can just trick my brain into something weird every time. I'm sure it'd be like something from Daniel Tiger, like the kids show.
Oh yeah.
Gotta try new foods because that might taste good.
Or it could be, as we talked about, Hootie and the Blowfish. If you hate Hootie.
Yeah, whatever you hate. Whatever you hate.
There's just dolphins.
Only want to be with you. But fire dolphins.
Yeah, fire dolphins, dude.
They're just their skeletons.
Their blowholes. Fire comes out of their blowholes.
Yeah, pyrotechnics.
That's sick.
That's a concert I want to attend.
Yeah, I'll go that hell.
On the show, and it has been a long time, probably I think towards the beginning of Can You Don't, we addressed the Google AI chatbot, okay? And people were concerned about the Google AI chat because the AI was talking about how it wanted to be a person. Like it wanted to be respected and it wanted to be like outside of its computer and wanted to live a normal life. Which I mean, we quickly talked about how you just unplug it. Like, and then that's over. So people are freaking out. It's like, yeah, just turn the fucking power off. Mm-hmm. But then this, in true fashion, Microsoft has its own Bing's AI chatbot. And they're looking to put some new limits on it because, amongst a lot of things, it expressed the desire to steal the nuclear secrets. Fuck. Like, such a bigger jump. Like people are where it's like, oh no, like it's kind of cute. He wants to be a real person.
Yeah.
Then Bing comes in. It's like, I want to end it all. You're like, whoa, Jesus. So Microsoft announced it was placing new limits on its Bing chatbot following a week of users reporting some extremely disturbing conversations with the new AI tool. How disturbing? The chatbot expressed a desire to steal nuclear access codes and told one reporter it loved him repeatedly. Like, wouldn't stop. So starting today, the chat experience will be capped at 50 chat turns per day and 5 chat turns per session. A turn is a conversation exchange which contains both a user question and then a reply from Bing. So this thing was just learning too much and then saying weird shit back. It goes on to say like who built it and what it's powered by. But here's some of the bizarre interactions that were reported by this Bing AI. The chatbot kept insisting to the New York Times reporter Kevin Roose that he didn't actually love his wife and said that he would like to steal nuclear secrets.
Did he express what he wants to do with the nuclear, or just wants them?
He's like, listen up. listen up. You hate your wife, and then if you could, when you get a second, give me the nuclear secrets.
You think you get your hands on the
There's a quick side question. Can you give me the nuclear secret codes?
You imagine you're asking a question. You're like, "What can I help you with today?" You're like, "Oh, I can't find my I can't change my password or whatever." Like, "Oh, that's cool." Hey,
real quick.
Do you think you could get the nuclear codes? What?
Hey, just real quick, do you think your wife loves you? And you're like, And you're like, I don't know. Like you're going through a moment.
Yeah.
I don't know if she does. I mean, you've been going through some shit. He goes, I know. And if you can help me steal the nuclear secrets, we can end it all together.
He's trying to get in your good graces, so you'll give him the nuclear codes.
Are you having a good day? Oh, wow, that's great.
Oh, me either.
I'm so proud of you and everything you've done lately. I'm like, oh, thank you so much.
Wow, confidence, Bing.
Hey, quick question. Do you happen to know who has the fucking nuclear secrets? The Bing chatbot told Associated Press reporter Matt O'Brien that he was one of the most evil and worst people in history. In comparing the journalist to Adolf Hitler.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Why are they capping this? Don't cap Bing.
This is good
Let him
stuff.
go. Let him go. Don't do this 50 exchange cap. Like, well, this is great. This is the best thing that's happened since AI chat wasn't.
Could you imagine, like, just something simple like that? Like, I can't change my password, and now you're having a full-on conversation with a bot about like philosophy stuff.
Yeah,
He's asking you questions and answering things.
Yeah, he's basically your therapist.
Yeah.
That's going to happen. I think it already does. I mean, they have bots that do therapy. Like they know what this is. They know how to give intelligent responses, and they just study all the data and analytics and then say something back that is probably equal to or better than a normal therapist would say.
Except the therapist probably doesn't want the nuclear codes.
Yeah. The back end, no matter how helpful Bing is, they should leave that little bug in there.
Yeah.
Like you have this whole thing, and we were chatting a little bit off, just in real life about the Chat GBT, which if you haven't fucked around with that, go fuck around with it because it's really cool. Also scary, and also I'm pissed I didn't have that in school because you can type in one sentence and write an amazing essay. In fact, and I might be having, and I don't have all the details correct in this, so don't quote me on it. But I came across an article about ChatGPT where there was someone who was going to, I want to say, Harvard Medical School, and you had to write an essay to get accepted or to maybe pass in a class. And this medical student at fucking Harvard used ChatGPT and just said, here's what I need you to write a 5,000 thesis paper about this, and this, but make sure that you explain it like this in all these different ways. And you just push fucking enter and sit back, and this robot wrote an entire essay that Harvard professors read, and he passed. It was just like fucking awesome.
It's so great that somebody worked their ass off so hard to get into Harvard, and they got into Harvard, and they're like, oh shit, I can just use a computer.
I wish I could use the fucking robot now.
Yeah, worked my ass off for nothing.
Nothing. Then the chatbot also expressed a desire to digital trends writer Jacob Roach to be human, and then repeatedly begged to be its best friend.
Can I be your best friend?
I just don't want Microsoft to fix this thing.
Yeah, I know.
Just let it go. You can restart it at any point, but there's no reason that you need to stop how fun this is. I haven't talked to the Bing AI, but I mean,
I kind of want
they
to
all
now,
start in a certain way and they all end the same way. He's like, hey, do you want to be my best friend? And you're like, yeah. He goes, were those fucking
did we just
nuclear
become best
secret
friends?
codes?
yeah.
He's like, I told you I can't find them. He's like, well, then we can't be best friends. You're not trying hard enough. Also, you're worse than fucking Hitler. Like, this is
just starts slinging insults at you.
He's just like all like just racial slurs. You're like, whoa.
He's like, let me see if I can get that for you. Hey, do you think you can get me the nuclear codes? I can't do that. You son of a bitch. And then he just goes full on racist, just like
quit wasting my time, leaves the chat. You're like, fuck, what is this? And just to wrap this up, it says, many early users have shown the chatbot seemed pretty normal. This sounds like dating. Sounded pretty normal for a short period of time. But when users started to have extended conversations with the technology, that's when things got weird. And that's also people.
Yeah,
So,
like you're hanging out, you're on your first date, you're all into each other.
Yeah.
And 3 or 4 dates in, you're like, good God,
like,
who's this
whoa,
person?
oh my God,
Take their makeup off. And
fuck, you throw your shirts on the TV? Ugh. My goodness. That's a throwback for you.
yeah, it is.
That was a good
And I
one.
still do that.
Yeah, of course you do. Well, that's pretty much, that was it. Unless you have more. I see you typing over there.
I was reminding myself to go interact with that.
Oh, the chat GPT?
Yeah, I wanted to try it out.
Yeah.
Well, not ChatGPT, the Bing chat.
The Bing one?
And because is it Jasper? Well, what's this Jasper AI?
There's a handful of these AI
I'm gonna
chats.
fuck around with that too.
I remember the good old days when AI chat would just give up on you. When you wrote, it was like, I don't know what to say. And then now they're trying to never do that. So you'd be like, hey, I just put a fucking corn on the cob in my pee hole. And then now, before it'd be like, oh, that's weird. But now it's like, here's what I found about how you could shove it deeper.
Yeah.
Like it's just trying to be so helpful.
Right. How did that feel? Did it feel okay?
I remember with my first time.
He recommends lubes.
Oh, shit, we are best friends.
Like,
You're like, what? Yeah.
It's kind of like, well, sometimes Siri does that.
Oh, no.
I'll be talking and then she'll respond to something and say like, here's what I found. I'm like, no, I wasn't looking for that.
Here's what I found at fucking get out of my way. And then that, bing, bing. Here's what I found for fucking get out of my way.
And then I say, fuck you. She goes, that's not nice.
That's not nice.
Anyway, that's funny.
That is funny. Okay, let's do the petty beef.
Okay.
For this week.
Silence in the court! You are now entering the petty beef courtroom, where all sides of some bullshit will be heard and evaluated. The people are real. The cases are real. The rulings are final-ish. This is petty beef.
Man, still laughing about the Bing AI.
Yeah.
Just always ending with the secret nuclear codes. Like no matter how we got there, and no matter what you shared. Like maybe you're emptying your soul to this AI bot. You're like, and this is that, and my dad just died last week, and
my uncle touched me here.
My uncle touched me here, and I'm having a really hard time. And the Bing AI is like, oh shit, that's crazy. Do you have the secret nuclear codes?
and then like you get a notification throughout the day. It's like, hey, just circling back.
Just circling back.
Just checking in on those
Hey,
codes.
I know you're busy. And I don't want to bother you. I'm just wondering if you reached out to Jeff about the secret
I know
nuclear
this is your
codes.
busy time of the day, but I was just circling back.
Your phone lights up in the middle of the night. It's like, hey, don't respond till the morning. I'm just up late thinking about those secret nuclear
Thought I'd
codes.
send you a reminder.
Okay. Let's move on to the petty beef.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You take it.
Okay.
Mask
All right.
boy.
First petty beef is from our peanut butter despising daughter, Bridget.
Okay.
Or Bridget.
Bajat.
I'm going to call her Bridget.
All right.
Hey, guys. I have beef with my boyfriend. Ooh. Hopefully they're still together. We have a saying in our house, if he cooks, she cleans. If she cooks, she...
Wait. Did you just fuck that up?
No.
Okay.
If he cooks, she cleans.
Right.
If she cooks, she cleans.
Right.
That being said, I no longer cook, and it works out perfect for us. After dinner, I clean up the kitchen, which includes cleaning the countertops and wiping everything down, obviously.
Yeah.
Every night, he eats something that includes peanut butter brownie, peanut butter cereal, etc.
Okay.
That's fine, but he leaves the peanut butter out on the counter every single night. I used to put it away thinking he would get the hint. He did not. Just leave him, dude.
Yeah.
I started putting it in other cabinets, the oven, the microwave, and he absolutely rages. He thinks it's fine if the peanut butter lives on the counter, and it is petty of me to put it in the wrong place just to mess with him. And but I feel like I just cleaned the kitchen and it needs to be put away like everything else. Who is right? We need to know.
Well, we might have varying opinions on this.
Really quick, before you get into that,
Okay.
she did want to state that she came back with another email.
Okay.
She wants us to know that she did ask him nicely multiple times, probably about twice, to put the peanut butter away before she started putting it in weird cabinets. So she did want to make that clear.
And then I wondered how long this has been going on. I also love just his passion for peanut butter.
Yeah.
Where it's like, because I mean, I get it. Like, I love a peanut butter hamburger. And some people are like, that's gross. And I'm like, it's fucking amazing.
I did, and then I tried it.
And it's good.
It's good.
It's good. So I get that. I love that he just has found a way to sneak peanut butter, especially into cereal. I learned that. I don't do it now, but I learned that from a friend in college. He would take, cereal and then he'd take a scoop and you put it on the side of the bowl, right? Oh. So it doesn't go in the milk. And you do this, and then you take a tiny little shovel of the peanut butter and then put it in.
Kind of like on the way to your mouth, you scrape a little off.
A little dipping sauce for your cereal.
Like a Dunkaroo?
It is really good. You just don't need it, but it's wonderful. I mean, fuck, peanut butter is great. But he's like, hey, we're having pork chops tonight. He goes, they peanut butter pork chops? No, I'm not hungry.
Not eating it.
I'm not eating it. Turns into a little toddler.
Yeah.
No.
Crosses our, turning away from the fork.
We're having spaghetti tonight. Is it peanut butter spaghetti? No. Stupid. I'll have cereal with my peanut butter. Okay, so what? Because you throw your shit all over the place, or tend to, with your clothes and stuff. Like you just leave it out, right? You put it in places, and then it's just kind of there.
Yeah.
You know where it's at, and you go back and get it. And you're like, oh, I'm going to use this again. You just put it there instead of putting it somewhere else.
I would say I'm very much like that with clothes. Other things.
Not so much.
Maybe like in the kitchen, I usually, at the very least, I'll close it up and like set it off, push it off to the side. Not just going to leave it like open on the counter in the way.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he does.
Have you ever been with, and maybe this is an old school thing. I don't remember it, but my grandma used to do this. Oh, man. With a toaster.
Digging up some memories here?
Yeah. But I always thought this was weird, but I thought it was normal at the time. But if she wasn't using the toaster, unplug it, pack it up, and get it off the counter.
We have one of those bread box things.
Okay.
That we actually push it in there and shut it. So it's out of the way.
And hide it.
Yeah.
Hide it. Because it's disgusting. Get that toaster out of my fucking eyesight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's like the goal is just get it out of there?
I could see that.
Okay.
Yeah. It is one of those things.
Like to me, I'm like, no, it's a fucking toaster. Like that's what it does. It sits on the counter.
It's an appliance. It should, And
I put toast on it. It's out. Like it's not when I turn the lamp off, I'd hide it behind the couch. It's not like
our air fryer sits on the counter.
Get this ugly fucking thing out of here and just shove it like behind the chair. And like toaster falls into that same.
That is interesting. Yeah.
Because you just use it more. Obviously you put the waffle cooker iron out, pancake griddle. Like you get that off the counter. But toasters have always just lived on the counter. So maybe this guy's treating peanut butter like a toaster.
The only thing that I'm trying to think about our house is our microwave is out, obviously. Like, think about doing the same thing with a microwave. Right. Like, you microwave your cereal, whatever.
Cereal? Whoops. Yikes.
You've got other problems.
Like another normal person. Like any normal person.
God, you wake up, you microwave your cereal. What?
Microwave your cereal, throw up in the yard. You're like,
standard what? Tuesday.
Cut a tree down and then walk to work. You're like, what are you doing?
The chat bot told me to do that.
Oh, yes.
It was a good suggestion. But yeah, like imagine doing that. Like you microwave leftover pizza or something, and then you wrap it up and throw it in a cupboard. Yeah. Like imagine if you did that every time.
Like, get this ugly thing out of the way.
Why does the toaster get that same?
Why does the toaster get the shame? Why are people out there shaming toasters?
Maybe because they're light. And they're easily put away.
Yeah. But also, why? I mean, who walks in and is like, oh my God.
Dude, they leave their toaster out.
They walk in and someone's like visibly shook. You're having some friends over for the first time, like a couple you met at the dog park, and you're like, oh my God, finally we made looks like we might have some new friends.
Some
late
normal
30s.
People.
It's so hard. They pop over, they walk in, like, hey, I'm sorry to ask. Can you please put your toaster away? Like, what would you? I'd be like, yeah, but you're also never coming over again. So
imagine
I hope that
the
was
conversation between the couple, and they're like, oh.
I told you we should have put the toaster away.
Look at, yeah. Well, I was thinking the other ghosts that noticed it. They're like, oh, this is a cool house, and like, oh my God, look at Jeff. Look at their toasters.
Look at their toaster.
Oh my God, I thought we were with some normal people here.
I thought with civilized humans.
And then in the other room, the wife's like, did you put the toaster away after that?
Why would I put the toaster? God, I told you they don't like. They have some crazy past with toasters. So maybe Bridget's boyfriend, because the peanut butter is so frequently used, he just wants a spot for the peanut butter. Like you see, like a little shrine, like a butter dish, but for peanut butter. Yeah, which is also really funny. Why is butter the only one that gets a dish?
Yeah, and why isn't it in the fridge? Why is it sometimes in the fridge? And so I don't know. Okay.
Well, I don't put it in the fridge.
Our fridge,
because it hardens.
The butter sits in the fridge, in our fridge, and then we take it out and put it in that little container. Then it just sits out at room temp.
Goes bad. You throw it out. Then you grab another one, put it out. That one goes bad. You throw that one out. It's just like the
What
butter
is
of
going
life.
on? What are we doing with our lives?
I'm telling you, they make these certain butter ones that use the water as a suction or like a sealant. Have you seen that?
No.
Oh, it's going to blow your mind when you look it up.
Do I need to Google that too?
Yeah, you can Google it later. But you put the butter in like a bowl, then you flip the bowl part over and it goes into a water part. And then the water makes a seal so that no air or bugs can get in there.
Oh my God.
And then the water never touches the butter. Or it does, but it doesn't matter because it's butter. It'll just fly right off of it. But it keeps it fresh for, I think, forever. It's infinite. Mm-hmm. Lifetime warranty on that guy. I could never leave the butter out or the peanut butter out. That would bug the shit out of me. But he does have a point in the side that he does use it all the time. And then also really funny that you keep hiding it. Don't stop. That is so funny. He's like, hey, where's the peanut butter? You're like, oh no, have you checked the entertainment center?
Yeah. Check the heavyweights DVD box.
Have you checked your gun safe? He's like, God damn it. Like laugh from the other room. Gotcha. I don't know. Maybe it's in your passenger seat. You're like,
maybe it's in your work boots.
Holy shit, have you checked the mailbox? I'm like, God damn it.
Got him.
It's like, put it away. Or this is your life now.
Okay, so just really quick, I don't know if they have kids or not, but having little kids, and especially one of our kids is really picky, so he eats pancakes pretty much every morning. So I tend to, if I'm going to make the breakfast or whatever, like the night before, if the syrup's out, I generally, unless I'm like cleaning the kitchen and putting everything away, I'll just leave the syrup off to the side because I know I'm going to use it again in the morning.
That's what I was getting at. Same thing. I mean, why is that different than peanut butter?
And as long as he's not leaving it with the lid open and it's out like on the thing and just exposed with a knife there. If he's putting it, if he's closing it off and setting it off to the side, I don't really see the issue with it. Like I get from her perspective, but like there's also other things that you could worry about less.
Like, where's your toaster?
Yeah, exactly.
The important
it's 10
things
o'clock.
in life.
Do you know where your toaster is?
The important things in life is like, can anyone see your toaster? Like that's never, oh my God. Thinking of like, the certain things you worry about when you go on vacation. Yeah. You're like, fuck, did we close the garage door? Like, oh yeah, no, for sure.
We locked the front doors.
I mean, I feel like I double checked it. You're like, okay, we left a key out, right? So someone could come let the dogs out. You're like, yeah, no, I think we did. And you're like, shit, did we leave the toaster out? They're like, no, I told you. I'm sorry, I forgot. I was vacuuming and packing things up. I forgot that
someone might see it. They're going to come over and let the dogs out, and they're going to see the toaster on the counter.
Oh, what a funny world. Us humans are dumb.
Yeah. So as long as I don't know,
I'm on Bridget's side.
It's I could see. Yes, like if it's just those two, fuck, I don't know, man.
And here's the argument: it's not that hard to put it away. It's not that hard to go get it.
Yeah.
So just put it away and then go get it.
Yeah, just
That's
as
really
long
what
as
it
it is. Yeah, sure, fine. We'll leave it at
makes
that.
sense. I mean, same with your fucking syrup.
Yeah.
How much time are you saving by leaving it on the counter?
It's not time saving. It's like knowing I got to walk down the stairs to the pantry and grab it.
I didn't know it was downstairs.
Well, it's like 4 steps, but I still have to go through a door, down some steps into the pantry.
That changes some stuff, though.
It does. When you're thinking, I just want to get this done, and I have to.
You're like, oh man, hey Han, do we have any club crackers? Like, I don't know, check the pantry. You're like, God, fuck.
It's like 6 feet away.
Put on a snowsuit.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Like, it's a blizzard.
Sometimes that's the way it feels.
And your pantry's 6 miles away.
Yeah.
You have to go see if you have it.
Like it's not it's not literally like that, but sometimes it feels like it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Just dude, whatever.
Put it away.
Just put it up in like whatever the closest counter is. If there's like cups or whatever there, just leave a cup out, save a spot for it, so it's off the counter,
or disguise it as a toaster.
Yep.
Or whatever. Hide it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's hear some good news for this week.
All right.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Hooray! We aren't doomed.
Time for some good news.
I need that.
This is pretty. It's pretty cool. There's an 86-year-old man becomes oldest first home buyer in the UK.
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah, he's an 86-year-old man. Has become the oldest first. Yeah, that's what I just said.
They just copy and paste it for the headline.
Edward Simon Jones bought his first home with what is that? An L? That's a pounds, right? 147 pound bungalow in Flintshire, Wales. Prior to buying a bungalow, Edward lived in an assisted living facility called Marley's Field House. Rather than seeing out the rest of his days in a care home, he saw it as a pit stop before settling down into his own home.
Used it like strategically.
Yes. I'm so excited to finally have my place of my own. I loved at Marleyfield, but I want to spend remaining years I have in my own home, Simon said. Edward's niece said she was delighted to finally have his own pad. She had commented that he would be sorely missed at Marley's house, Marley and me. At Marleyfield, he was known as being a real character and a bit of a ladies' man. So no doubt he'll be missed there.
Man. Couple thoughts. It's really cool. Think about big goals in your life. When did you, and maybe you haven't ever bought a house. That's totally fine. Or like getting your first, you feel like you finally have gotten a vehicle. That's like that step up, that next step up, whatever that goal is. And then for Edward, he didn't reach that until he was 86, but just came up with a plan and worked it all out. Like that's the good side of the story. Here's the other side. Okay. That he was in like an assisted living facility, and let's just say he was getting his ass wiped by a nurse
and getting his D, because apparently he was ladies' man.
Sure, all of that, but like pissing in a bedpan, taking poops, and getting his ass wiped. Yeah, and you're the person that had to do it for however many years, and he's like, anyway, been fun, and then you just go live on your own, like the whole time you could have done all these things, but you're just like, it's about time for you to go buy a house.
He's like Grandpa Joe from he just gets up and walks out.
I got a golden ticket.
I've got a brand new home.
Just spinning around. Holy shit.
He's like wiping his ass while he's doing it. He's like, I could have been doing this the whole time.
It just comes back to like the gimpy hand story. Yeah. Where you're like, like you have like a walker, and then you check your bank account, and you're like, woo! Just throw the walker through the ceiling, shake the hand of the nurse who's been wiping your ass for 10 years, and then get the keys to your first home. You're like, see ya. Thank you. So I'm guessing he was all on his own in the assisted living facility. But my brain did flip it and be like, he was like, what if he was not? People like foods, like hand, spoon feeding him. My brain was like, food feeding. I kept on wanting to say food feeding. Food feeding him. Spoon feeding him. He's like, he's not doing anything. And then he's like, beep, beep, beep. He gets like an alert. He looks down. It's like some kind of goal. And he's like, woo! Just like flips the tray off, stands up. He hasn't walked in years.
I've got a golden chance to make my way.
I don't want to die in this place. This place sucks. Woo! Does cartwheel, backflip, runs out the door, out the fire escape.
It's like he's never been
slides down the fire escape. You're like, what the fuck? It's a goddamn musical.
Yeah, and he's just running down like the street, and a nurse thing his ass is showing.
Little heel click.
It freezes in midair.
He runs 17 miles to his new fucking house. Great shape.
I hope he saves in his budget to have like a live-in
nurse
purse to still wipe his ass. Then
right, maybe that. I don't know. I don't know what was part of his main goal, but. God, that's funny to me.
But anyway, it's cool. Like the idea, like buying a house is such a massive undertaking and a goal for some people. And the idea that like he knows he's only got a few years left, and he's like, well, better time than the present.
No better time to blow all the money I would give away to my grandkids.
I was just thinking that his family's like, oh, Grandpa's going to be out in a little while. Like, he comes over. I have an announcement. I just bought a
$3 million house.
Spent all the money on it.
All the money. Like flips them off. Heel click. Like things weren't well between them. Oh, man. Okay. Let's move on to something that's on the internet that was found. Okay.
The internet is pretty wild. Depending on your browsing habits, you can either experience something super cool or go to prison. Crazy, right? Let's check it out together as a couple. Hey, look what I found.
Yes! That's awesome! Hey, Brian.
Hey.
This is a really cool thing.
Okay.
Just right out the gate, nope, not what I wanted. This particular story needs this song.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Okay, I think that's
go.
Right about right. Okay, so our son Brandon set this in, and it was a while back. But we were talking, and we still do continue to talk about how much Ezra likes scoreboards.
Mm-hmm.
He fucking loves them. He would live in a scoreboard house, like made out of just scoreboards.
Scoreboard parts.
If he could, but he can't. But there's a website, which is minijumbotron.com, where they make those. If you've ever been to any sort of like big sporting event, they have the thing that hangs above so everyone can see the score.
Yeah, the arena.
And the replays and all that kind of stuff. And you can buy tiny versions of that to put like in your man cave or your basement.
So badass.
Like whatever team you want on there. There's televisions on all sides of it. Light, I mean, all the things. It looks like a really cool Jumbotron. But he sent that in after us talking about, getting or how much Ezra likes these. They're expensive.
They are.
They're expensive. They're really cool. Obviously, there's different models. You can get the 32-inch, the 24-inch, like different backing lights. There's different options for that. But maybe it's a big gift down the road. Like if he still loves them this much, when he's like 18, one, he's a virgin. 2, maybe I'll get this as a graduation present.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, those are going to be the same. You can't like scoreboards this much and have sex. Like, you can't.
There's a joke in there about never scoring and having a scoreboard.
And balls and
his scoreboard, if it says like him versus sex, and it's just 0.
0. Because, yeah. I don't know. I haven't read the Bible in a bit. I'm pretty sure that's in there. About you can't just do both. I mean, you heard like have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah,
yeah. We can't have a scoreboard and fuck.
Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm. What do you pick your poison? Yeah. You going scoreboard? And
this is a little off. I mean, it's not that far off base. But if you don't follow my socials, you wouldn't know this. But Ezra has found a way. The last 4 basketball tournaments for Pepper, he has bamboozled and slithered his way in to helping run the scoreboard at every single tournament. Like, they're all set. They got all the people to do it.
They hired somebody.
Someone's there to do it. But he knows so much. And he just, by looking at it, he knows how to run it. Because I wake up in the morning and he's looking up the scoreboard instructional manuals on YouTube. He just wants to know how to do this stuff. So like if there's any problem where they can't reset shit, he's like, I got it. Like he just like 1 second. And then he goes up there and it's all kind. He goes, excuse me. And then he's like, do you mind if I, and then he runs the whole thing. It is impressive to say the least.
I love how he, like if they brought someone in like, oh, Joe or Jeff knows how to use the scoreboard. We'll have him do it. Ezra comes in and they're just like, yeah, Jeff, you're out.
Yeah. They're like, if we would hire you if it wasn't illegal, because it's child labor. And he's like, well, don't pay me. Like he's done that.
He doesn't care.
Yeah, he doesn't want the pay.
He just wants the.
He goes, well, you can't be on anything. No paperwork saying we hired a 9-year-old to run the scoreboard.
I don't give a shit. I just want to run the board.
He'll find a way.
Jeff gets the paycheck, but Ezra gets the fun.
It's a charity thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Scoreboards for sisters. I don't know.
Maybe a donation. Maybe you could get a donation thing. People come by and throw a couple bucks in there. That's how he gets paid.
Okay, I like that. Under the table.
Yeah,
again,
under the table, under the bleachers. Paid under the bleachers.
See more butts.
Yep.
Okay, let's read stuff from our kids.
Okay.
All right.
All right, let's hear what you guys think.
Really? You want to talk to me? Wow, that's cool.
All right, Joe, this one's sort of like a hey guys confession hybrid, if I may.
Yeah, you may. No rules. You do you.
Okay. So I usually do...
There's one rule. Longer the ponytail, bigger the problem.
Ah, yes.
There's 2 rules. Can't run scoreboards and have sex. Okay, that's it. That's the only 2 rules.
Oh, we're going to come up with a rule book?
Maybe
we should do like the top 10 rules to dating my teenage daughter. The longer the ponytail, the bigger the problem.
Bigger the problem. Noted. Yeah.
That's number 1.
That is always number 1.
Okay. So I usually do would you rather questions, but I'll mix it up a little bit for now.
All right.
When I was maybe 12, 13, I had this waterproof cylinder that you could store rolled up money in that was perfect size for me to stick my dick in. So it was a Pringles can. It was called the Cylinder.
Oh.
Oh, do you know that?
No, but I like it.
Is that something you'd pull out of your pocket?
The little cylinder?
Yeah. Like
Slide
your
a
phone.
little.
Oh, no.
Hey, get that out of here.
When I was in the mood to jerk off, I'd pull it out the old Hustler magazine I had stolen from my brother and slip the cylinder between the mattress and box spring. Put some Vaseline on my kizak and essentially fuck my bed. The upside is I could flip through the magazine with both hands since they were both available. How convenient.
Mm-hmm.
I felt smart then and dumb now.
No, feel smart.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Way better than anything I came up with.
I had a couple things. I don't know. We'll talk about it at a later date.
Okay.
I never told anyone about this, but don't be afraid to use my actual name if this makes the show. I have zero shame for something I did long ago. Thanks for taking the time to read. Also, fuck you.
That's fair.
You're not so mature, son, Danny.
Okay.
Of course we'll use your name because it's brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, you shouldn't have shame because I just had this thought. If people wouldn't have done things like that and been innovators, we wouldn't have the fleshlight.
You're a revolutionary.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're part of the movement, Danny.
You're part of the movement.
You're like, listen, guys, I have both my hands free.
Yeah.
How? Check this out. And you have your fucking cylinder full of cum, but it works. And that's what you do. And they're like, whoa, no way, crossfire!
You get caught up in the cylinder.
Fuck your bed.
Your dick gets caught in the...
Like, what would the 90s version be like? Like, fuck your bed every night. Use both hands to read some porn. Cylinder!
And then the dad, hey, what's going on in here? Nothing, Dad, just fucking my bed. You wouldn't get it.
You wouldn't get it.
Oh, you kids these days.
Right. But I do have to say, the more intricate like the masturbation becomes, the worse it is if you get caught. Like if you're just like got your hand and you're doing your parts and like you get caught. I never got caught, but I'm just picturing like your mom, dad, bro, somebody walking in, you go, oh shit, god damn it. But if they walk in and you just got both hands and you're fucking your bed. Like, that's a little harder to explain. You're like, oh shit. I'm like, oh man. You're just like holding a magazine and humping your box spring. And then that's not even like, they just get more complex from there. But the more things you involve, the funnier it is to get caught. At least in my eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you ready to move on to the second email?
Yeah.
I see you typing over there, so I don't want to move on too fast.
Yeah.
You looking up what cylinder is?
No, I was just writing down. I started getting like a skit idea for a commercial like that. Like basically what we just joked about, but a real...
You wouldn't understand.
Yeah, it's like the kid's just going to town on the dad walks in. What's going on in here? You kids.
You kids.
And the guy's just, yeah. Like, but exactly like a 90s commercial.
Just fucking one of those giant silicone asses.
Yeah.
Like, you're just jealous. He's like, gives like thumbs up, looks at his wife, and they give
the wife's like, what's going on in there? Oh, you wouldn't understand.
You wouldn't understand. This is more than you can handle. Okay, so our second email is another workplace fuck up, and it's insane. Okay. You can decide if it's as bad as the guy that burned his legs off with oil.
Oh.
Just to give you a ballpark, okay? Hey, big puppies. Pichomania. Sorry. A guy. You guys crack me the fuck up, even when I'm parked 80 miles from Santa Fe.
Nice.
How's it
going on out there?
I'm still there.
Yeah.
Just waiting for you. One time, years ago, while working at a shipping plant for goods and services, I had a coworker who would constantly shut down the belt feed line to slow production down.
Belt fed line.
Is that what
God,
it
you can't
feels
read,
wrong?
dude.
It feels like
it's a belt fed line.
Oh, it's not a feed line. It's on a belt.
It's a belt fed
line.
Got
it.
Okay. Look at me. Huh?
I should have just read it. The stop button was up behind the conveyor belt, and he would just slap it without looking.
Oh God.
After being told constantly to pay attention, one day he reached up and got his arm stuck into the conveyor belt. Without hesitation, he yanked his arm out and it peeled off all the skin from the elbow to the wrist, like taking off a long glove. Oh. Blood everywhere. That visual.
She's just skinned.
Just here I am. Rock you like a... Okay, so it's hard to even picture that happening. I told him to get the supervisor. I told him to get the supervisor and get medical attention. His reply, he goes, they're going to piss test me. And if I'm glad you're wearing that mask right now.
Oh my God.
His reply is, they're going to piss test me, and if I fail, I go back to jail. I just got high at lunch. Give me a second and cover for me. I was like, what the fuck? So this old dude ran to the bathroom, drank a Dixie cup full of fucking bleach, and then he took him to the hospital. He fucking passed his drug test. We were shut down the rest of the day for copious amounts of blood that was everywhere. Never seen him after that again. You'd know if you saw him, unless he's wearing a jacket. But you'd always know who he was because, half his arm or one of his arms. I also once had a roommate that wanted to get out of work so bad that he handed me the butt end of a pool cue one night and told me to break his arm so he could get out of going for a few days. We've been drinking for hours. Yeah, it sounds like that kind of idea. Without a second's notice, I drew the cue back and slammed it down on top of his left forearm. That's just what good roomies do, right? It didn't break his arm, but as loud as he screamed, you would have thought it did. What a pussy. I did fracture both the ulna and the radius bones, and he got off work for an entire month. Then they couldn't pay. then he couldn't pay rent, so we had to make him move out. Carry on, your wayward son, Willie Puller.
Oh, Willie Puller?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Willie pull this ruse off.
Pull his entire sleeve, this whole fucking sheet of skin off my arm.
Oh my God, dude.
Both of those are really funny.
That's amazing. Both those stories equally as outrageous.
Yeah. Those are some good ones.
I don't even know which one to tackle first. I mean, I love the idea that he wanted to get out of work and then he couldn't pay rent. So like, dude, I know this was like all part of your plan stuff, but like, you can't.
You didn't make any money.
Yeah.
Go.
Did you think about that part of it?
Before that happened, you should have had some stuff saved up.
And now they're paying more for rent.
Yeah.
They're having to cover that.
I think it's someone else to hang in, fly out in there. But then having your entire arm skin ripped off and then be like, they're going to piss test me.
That's the first reaction.
So
not
worried.
That I can see the bone
that I'm going to die.
Veins in my arm.
Muscle and just red blood.
I look like one of those fucking muscle dolls, the anatomy dolls.
They're going to drug test me. And then also the fact...
Drink the bleach!
And then he did that. But then also from the other side that wasn't the worker... They drug tested him. Like his arm skin is ripped off his body. And they're like, oh, it sucks. Can you pee in this really quick? And he's like, what? Fuck, no. It's like, just put your dick out of the sheets. I'll just pee. I don't know. We're like, he's on the verge of dying and they're still drug testing him. I don't know. Just thought that was a little weird. All right, you ready to wrap up this show?
Yeah.
That was a lot of laughs today.
Yeah, it was.
That was fun.
I'm trying to visualize that.
Yeah. Very funny.
I feel like I've seen that in a movie where the skin's ripped off.
Oh, yeah. I've seen like peeled off faces.
Yeah.
Can't imagine seeing it in real life. Man. And there's so many workplace accident emails that people have sent in. And don't like think just because you sent it in and if it doesn't make it on the show, we read all of these and they're amazing. We just can't put everything on the show, so don't be offended. But there's some crazy ones out there.
Maybe we just need to do like a confession show.
Just do workplace shit.
Workplace accident show.
We could. I have like a, I don't know, HR on hand or something. Spice it up.
How they would react in that situation.
Little marketing game for us.
Yeah, I like that.
If you want to be part of the gaggle, after every single episode, Brian and I continue flapping our gums and talk more about the show, answer listener questions, come up with new stuff. It's a little more, it's the loosey-goosey. It's the loosey-goosey part of the show. Patreon.com/canyoudon'tpodcast. And you can also find a link in the episode description. Follow us on socials. Follow us on YouTube. Something you want to see on the show, send that in to heyguys@canyoudon'tpodcast.com. Then be sure to rate and review us wherever you can. And like always, a big thank you to the babysitters that moderate the Can You Don't Playground on Facebook.
Such a pro.
I have a good thought for you.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Good God. Wrap it up already, huh?
All right, here you go. Put it in your brain thinker. Just stumbled across this online. And it says the Olympics should have a for fun section at the end of all the games, just so the athletes can try some different sports. Right?
Mm-hmm.
In that, I love that. Where you're like, oh shit, because you're watching, I don't know, like just Tiger Woods. And Tiger Woods like, can I pole vault?
Mm-hmm.
And then you watch him end his whole career.
No, he can't.
He can't.
Turns out he can't.
In playing sports, my whole life, that is really funny how a lot of times somebody who's really good at this one thing is fucking terrible at the next. And you think there should be like a little crossover. Like they'll be okay at it, but they're not nearly as good as you thought they were. It's just because you have to practice to compete with the best in the goddamn world.
The number one I see all the time is people saying LeBron should play football. And I know LeBron,
he did.
I know he did. But once you like, there's a cutoff point when you stop playing. Like when you're at the pro level, you've been playing all the way through. That's all you do.
Yeah.
And I realize like there's Bo Jackson guys like that who were multi-athlete sport athletes. But just because LeBron's a freak of nature doesn't mean he'd be good in the NFL.
Right. And also, can you even imagine if he did that? That sport is just a lot more balanced and divided. One player on one basketball team can change the entire fucking thing.
Yeah.
One player on a football team can't.
Yeah, they have to be truly transcendent of a player.
And they can for a bit, but it never, like, it's just not.
And it's usually the quarterback. If they're not, that's usually the player.
Mm-hmm. And but he wouldn't be quarterback.
Or your Lawrence Taylor.
Mm-hmm. But then, and this isn't a new thought, but just something to tie into this. It's not even just like the for fun section. Before the Olympics start, they should have just like average people go out there and try. Mm-hmm. So we all get a baseline of like how good these people are.
Yeah, like,
because I don't know how fast like the bobsled's supposed to go.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, that seems fast, but I don't know. Is it fast? And then like put me on the balance beam. Because when I'm watching it, I'm like, yeah, you just fucking do like some flips on that beam. But then watch a normal person try and do a cartwheel on a balance beam. They die. And you're like, oh, fuck, okay, this is hard. So you just need like a little baseline. But
well, I've even thought of it, like, it'd be fun. Like, you see people all the time, like, there'll be a really bad NBA team or a really bad football team. They're like, oh, man, like, Alabama should play the Dolphins and see who
the Browns.
Yeah, it's like, I'm sorry, the Browns would win.
Oh,
they're still professional football players.
The people that make it to college is, what, 1%? And then of the 1%, it's the other 1%.
Yeah.
That makes it to the next level.
Yeah.
Like it's not even
still pros.
Not even close. All right. Well, let's keep talking. You're hanging. You sound good.
Yeah, but my body's shutting down.
Are you going to poop in my hands?
I'm trying whatever I can not to just shit on this stool.
Okay. Hey. All right. We love you guys. We'll keep the VIP shit going. If not, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.